Hello.
Get those fires out!
Did you think to take any extinguishers when you stole the ship?
Blast! Outlander! You're up. See what you can do with this thing. That's 2 more shuttles you owe me.
You didn't even own this one. It really shouldn't count.
It was mine when it crashed. It counts.
Do we know anything about this swamp?
Not much to it. Barely populated, some old ruins scattered around. The usual grumpy wildlife you'd expect. People call it the Endless Swamp.
Endless?
It's an old name. People were more dramatic back then.
Anything on your sensors?
Confirmation. I have detected a large metallic object nearby. Analysis suggests a technological construct, but there are no energy readings.
Whatever it is, it's got better chances of flying than this thing. Engine's fried to a crisp.
Sky troopers won't be far behind us. We need to hide the evidence of our landing.
I'll scavenge you, Barry.
Just like Aaron Prime.
I want you to know that I appreciate all you've done. You obviously risked a lot to rescue me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Though, of course, the rescue isn't quite over yet. I know you have more questions than answers, but we should really keep moving. I promise I'll tell you everything I can as soon as we're safe.
Enthusiasm. Shall we investigate the technological object? I believe I can guide us to its location.
Very well.
You are much improved.
You act more like a bodyguard than an assassin. Is that your primary function?
Confirmation. It is a very difficult task indeed. That I've kept Masters Beniko and Vortena alive, despite their high-risk activities, is my greatest achievement.
The two of them seem close.
Deflection. I am not programmed to assess or discuss the emotional matters of meatbags under my protection. Stamina increased. Hostile eliminated. Expiration. Dead. Has achieved deadness. Admiration. It is a great pleasure to witness your skills firsthand, Master.
Master?
Clarification. Master Beniko altered my programming before we secured your release. I am to serve you with the same unexcelled loyalty with which I serve her. In fact, your survival is now my highest priority.
Escaping that prison was only my latest misadventure. You'll have your work cut out for you.
Flattery. The skills you have demonstrated thus far, coupled with the stories told by Master Beniko, suggest that you are quite adept at ensuring your own survival. Enthusiasm. I look forward to eliminating any opponent foolish enough to attempt your murder regardless. Resumption. Shall we continue?
Is this the object you picked up on your sensors?
Confirmation. Yes, Master. A closer scan suggests that this object has been here for several centuries.
Centuries? Of all the junk out here, you had to find the antique.
Observation. Visible design elements do not match any from Zakulan culture, antique or modern.
Not from Zakul. Could it be?
He doesn't overthink things.
Haha! Do you have any idea what this is?
It looks like some kind of old spacecraft.
This is the Gravestone. This was the only ship that ever went up against the Eternal Fleet and won. Do you have any idea how long people have been looking for this thing?
And we just happened to stumble upon it.
You said this ship went up against the Eternal Fleet and won. But it's rusting in a swamp while the fleet is still around.
The fleet is even older than Valkorion. Maybe even older than Zakul. The battles happened centuries ago. Nobody knows the details of the whole war. But every story talks about the Gravestone. One ship with the firepower to take on the Eternal Fleet. This is fate. We get your Outlander. Find exactly the weapon we need. We're going to win this thing, Lana. It's destiny.
It's certainly no coincidence, but destiny? I think there's something else going on here.
Do you think this is some kind of setup?
No, not exactly. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Let's have a look inside, huh?
Assessment. Nearby signs of animal activity suggest local predators may be using this wreck as a nesting ground. Caution is advised.
We'll split up, deal with any wildlife, then regroup to plan our next move.
Got you covered.
Tally 16, 17, 22.
These creatures are hardly cunning. Their usual prey clearly doesn't offer much challenge.
Yeah! Clearing these things out? Very easy! Easiest thing ever! Feel better?
swamped. After the damage you inflicted, they couldn't have made a safe landing anywhere else.
And if they didn't make a safe landing?
We'll know soon enough. Sky Troopers, sweep the area. Focus on regions with high metallic sensor readings.
I oversaw security in the Carbonite prison. I humbly submit myself to answer for this failure.
Sister.
I didn't like his answer.
So this ship has been here for 1,000 years? More?
Right. It's amazing that it's in such good condition, considering. Judging by the damage I've seen, the stories are true. Whoever built the Gravestone scuttled it themselves after the Eternal Fleet was defeated. It wasn't shot down.
The fleet was defeated but not destroyed. Valkorion brought it back under his own control more than a century ago.
Exactly. The Eternal Fleet is totally automated. Nobody knows who first built it, and every theory is crazier than the last.
Renegades left behind after a successful droid revolution. Representatives of an entire race of droids from somewhere beyond the edge of the known galaxy.
Like I said, crazy stuff. But no matter where it came from, the Eternal Fleet is practically unstoppable. And Arkan controls every single ship from the throne.
If Valkorion has had this unstoppable fleet for more than a century, why didn't he use it to help the Sith Empire defeat the Republic?
We can only theorize. If the war was just part of a ritual to make the Emperor truly immortal, perhaps using the fleet would have interfered somehow. Regardless, we have many other things to discuss. I owe you 5 years' worth of explanations.
And I'm gonna need some parts to get this thing moving again.
Locating supplies and fresh water would also be wise.
I'll help you find what we need, Lana.
Very well.
Assertion. I will begin a patrol pattern to ensure that no enemy forces report our position.
Take a breath.
When Darth Mar and I faced Valkorion, we knew right away. He was the Sith Emperor, Lana.
I know. When he was struck down, it released ripples through the Force. Everyone who had felt the Sith Emperor's presence in the past, on Ziost, on Yavin 4, we all sensed what had happened. Arkan invaded soon after, claiming that an outlander had assassinated his father, the immortal Emperor. It didn't take long for us to unravel the truth.
Which side did Arkan attack first?
Both. Ships from the Eternal Fleet struck at shipyards and rallying points for both sides simultaneously. They favored ambush tactics throughout the war. Zakuulan sensor technology has far greater range than our own, and their ships can fly much further on less resources. Only vessels retrofitted with Isotope 5 could manage to outrun them. None could truly compete.
How long did the Republic and the Empire manage to hold out?
Within 3 months, the bulk of our naval forces were disabled or eliminated, and the Republic was in the same situation. With naval superiority, Arkan's forces could begin choking off supply lines, trade, any ship travel at all. The Eternal Fleet seemed to be everywhere at once. Coruscant and Dromund Kaas were blockaded by the end of the first year.
How did it end?
The members of the Dark Council fought Arkan's invasion ruthlessly and lost. The Empire's treaty was ultimately negotiated by the Minister of Logistics. Chancellor Suresh also refused to discuss surrender, but the Republic Senate managed to overrule her. A cadre of senators negotiated their own ceasefire terms. All of those senators have since been disgraced or dismissed. I'm sure you can imagine the likely culprit.
What about the Jedi Order?
I know that they suffered heavy losses, but that's the extent of my information. I've sent agents to find out more, but none have returned. I wish I had more to tell you. So far, the treaties with Zakuul have held, but that will not last forever. A freshwater spring. It should be safe for drinking.
So the Eternal Fleet overwhelmed both the Republic and the Empire. What was the result?
Both sides are forced to pay a heavy tribute to Zakul, mainly raw materials and resources. They're also held under an arms limitation statute. The Empire and the Republic are both breaking it, of course, but they're still incapable of challenging the throne directly.
Who's in charge of the Republic now?
Suresh reached the end of her term limits recently, but her replacement is a carefully selected puppet. She still runs things, even if she isn't officially the Chancellor anymore.
And the Empire?
Only one member of the Dark Council remained after the chaos. Darth Asina. She now rules as Empress of the Sith. Both sides see this only as an opportunity to eliminate one another at a time of weakness, instead of combining what strength they have. Arkan does nothing to prevent violence between them, so long as their tribute is paid and no one challenges Zakul's superiority.
I'm surprised Arkan didn't try to destroy both governments. He obviously had the firepower.
I don't think Arkan feels any desire to actually govern our portion of the galaxy. For now, he sees it as a backwater, useful only for resources. Powerful Zakulan battle stations have been placed in orbit around key worlds to watch for possible uprisings. But there are no ongoing planetary occupations. The ships of the Eternal Fleet simply patrol at random, while the tribute paid to Zakul gradually chokes all economic potential.
What about my team? My ship?
I have allies looking for them as we speak. With all of the chaos of the last few years, though, it will take time to find them all. For now, we make do with ourselves, KOTH, and HK.
You obviously put a lot of thought into getting me out. Did you think about what would come after?
Of course, though I admittedly didn't plan on being stranded in this swamp. For now, let's take things one step at a time.
So why me? You clearly went to a lot of trouble to get me out of Carbonite.
Before you were captured, you accomplished things no one else dared to attempt. You changed the galaxy more than once, and if things have ever needed to change, now is the time. But there is something else. I've felt it since the moment I found you in Carbonite. There's a power in you. Something new. It's elusive, but I know it's there.
I think you're right, Lana. I think the Emperor, Thalkorian, is in my mind.
What?
After he died, there was a storm of energy. I barely even remember being thrown into the carbon freezing chamber. And then, while I was frozen, I saw things. Dreamed about him. About everything that happened while I was gone.
It can't be. If he were controlling you, I'd know it. I certainly saw enough of it on Ziost.
I don't think he's trying to control me. Not directly, anyway. He was trying to convince me to work with him.
Whatever he's doing, we can be sure that he's always trying to deceive us somehow. I believe in you. And I appreciate your honesty. I'll remain watchful for any influence he might have over you. For the time being, though, we have no choice but to proceed.
What about the others?
They wouldn't understand. And like you said, we really don't know anything for sure yet. Let's keep the matter between us for now.
Salutation. It is a pleasure to see you again so soon, Masters. I have encountered minimal resistance in my patrol.
How minimal?
Reassurance. Only one Sky Trooper and 3 local predators with poor survival instincts. Our position appears to be secure at this time, but I would still advise caution on your return trip, Masters.
Keep up the good work, HK.
Appreciation. It will be my pleasure to do so, Master.
Hey there. Did you find something tasty?
We definitely found something.
Great. I've got a pretty good idea of the parts we'll need. Let's go see what we can find. Feel better? Heal up. Got you covered. Got you covered. It's destiny. I ditch all these parts before we crash, we find the Gravestone, and then what do we need to get it flying? Honestly, it's plain as day. Not for Lana, though. For her, it's all just skill and luck and coincidence.
Relying on fate to get you out of trouble will always leave you disappointed. Better to rely on yourself.
I can't believe you two. Just wait and see. I know I'm right on this. Lana's told me about all the things you've done. More than once. Half the reason I agreed to this crazy rescue was to see if you were actually real. So, I figure I know all about your past. You deserve to know mine. Lana might have told you I was the captain of a warship during Arkan's campaign against the Core Worlds. My crew and I deserted, but I'm not going to pretend we didn't do our share of damage beforehand. Just thought you should hear it from me.
Lana mentioned that you deserted instead of following orders. What was the order?
We were holding territory on Denon. Locals rioted and orders were to open fire until they stopped. None of us even wanted to be there. Massacring civilians? That's not how Zakul is supposed to operate.
Thank you for being honest with me. You and your crew made the right choice.
Glad you think so. One more thing, as long as we're being honest. When you risked your life to shut that generator down, you showed me that you're someone I can count on. I want to take Arkan down, but we don't have to take down all of Zakul with him. I'm glad to know you understand that too.
Too many innocent people have suffered already. I'm not going to add to that.
Thank you. Come on. Let's get this stuff back to the Gravestone.
Request. Please rendezvous at my current coordinates at your earliest convenience, Masters. I require assistance.
Blasted droid.
Please, save us.
What the hell is going on here? What did you do to them?
Protestation. I have done nothing to these pitiable meatbags, Master. They were merely bystanders when I destroyed a group of sky troopers. They requested our help in escaping the enemy's notice.
Please, we are no danger to you. We were exiled for protesting Emperor Arkan's war. We've already lost 2 of our friends. Please, is there anything you can do for us?
We're repairing a ship with room for passengers. We can get you out of here.
You're serious? That's incredible. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We're doing the right thing. Thank you.
You are much improved. Stamina increased.
You're sure we can make it fly again?
She'll fly. Just been waiting for somebody to come along and remind her how.
Let's get to work then.
I take it you have questions. Don't be so surprised. Where you go, I go. We are indivisible now. The Gravestone. Not entirely what I'd envisioned.
Did you guide us here?
The real question to ask is, why are we here? You have had a taste of my son's empire, his reach, and Vaylin. She does not believe in restraint. We can only defeat Arkan if we work together.
I'll hear you out.
Thank you. It's simple, really. You must be willing to accept my help for what it is. And you will have to come to this acceptance sooner than you think.
Get ready for a fight, people! They found us! Sky Troopers breaching the entrance!
Compliment. Fine dismantling, Master.
That's just the first wave. They have more on the way.
I'll head them off.
The Gravestone will be ready soon. I just need...
Don't say 3 minutes.
Buy me some time. I'll get us airborne.
I'm with you. HK, stay behind and help KOTFE.
Until I say so. Don't touch anything.
Should feel better now.
did say there were more on the way.
Something I've learned to count on regarding Archon. There will always be more. They'll regret facing us. There are too many!
We have to keep fighting.
Hey, you two need a hand out there?
No. We have help.
You what?
Lana. You're late.
You got one of the knights to switch sides.
Not all of us blindly follow Archon.
More resistance. Knights.
High Justice, we have the Outlander.
I do hope you're up to fighting your own, Senya.
My issue isn't with them. But if they're going to stand in my way...
I see you found another pragmatist.
Stow the chatter. Prove you can fight.
Thought you could hide in the swamps? Pathetic. The Emperor will be avenged! The Emperor will be avenged!
Kill the others.
Get out of here! Save yourself!
What is this?
An opportunity. You're outmatched. Death is all but certain for your Sith friend. I could save her. I only require the briefest moment of control. Accept my help, or watch her die. Choose quickly. Time has not stopped.
I'll never give in to you.
Very well.
We can do this! Keep fighting! They haven't killed you yet. Come on!
Koth, thank you.
Is the gravestone ready for takeoff?
Far as I can tell. Looks like we've got everyone. Let's go.
No, wait. Where's Senya?
Excuse me? Where's who?
Here I am. Let's move out.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hang on. She's your help? If you think I'm letting that piece of work on my ship, you're out of your...
Interjection. Many more hostiles are approaching. Permission to defend with extreme prejudice.
No more fighting. We must leave Zakul.
I'll prep the engines. Come on, Lana.
No. I'm needed out here. I'll be fine.
Be ready to move.
The ship will never pull itself up from the muck. We'll have to give it a push.
Firing up the engines. I hope.
We can do this.
Concentrate. Feel the force as it ripples through you.
They're doing it! They're actually doing it! Can you believe it?
Observation. The ship is rising. Conclusion. Belief is not required.
Glad you worked that out.
Now get in here so we can finally get moving.
How about that? My gravestone can move.
Where are we going?
Somewhere safe. Incoming! Dropping out of hyperspace. It's a lot.
The Eternal Fleet.
They aren't firing.
Ugly ship. What are you waiting for?
Take it.
HK, see about that hyperdrive. Lana, work the shields. And we need a gunner.
I'll take care of it.
Stamina increased. priest. One to counter. Operation.
Omni cannons up. There's a capital ship near the center.
I see it.
Good. Now hit it. Target down.
Wait, 5 targets. 10. I can't keep up. It's real. We could take the whole fleet.
Statement. The hyperdrive now meets minimum functionality requirements.
Why didn't you say so? All right, let's get out of here.
More than 24 ships lost in a single shot.
So that's the Gravestone. It's as powerful as they say.
Everything stands at risk. Sakul, the throne, my vision for the galaxy. All because we let the Outlanders slip away. I'm not blaming you.
I didn't think you were.
Father held us all back. You more than any. Such raw power, and yet you're still spreading your wings, finding your limits.
Nice to be appreciated for a change. So, what now?
Now, I act.
No, no, no!
What's happened?
The hyperdrive worked. One time. Omnicannon's fried too. What a mess.
We're safely away from the fleet, if nothing else.
Should be able to make it to Asylum, but let's not hold our breath.
What is this Asylum place, and why are we going there?
Asylum is a skyport. A safe haven from Arkan's patrols.
Was she really necessary?
She helped us raise the Gravestone. She fought at our side.
She also hunted me like an animal for years. She was Arkan's loyal knight.
I thought I was in service to Zakul. You had abandoned your responsibilities.
It sounds like you're both on the same side now. Whatever history you have, it's best to let it go.
You don't know what she's capable of. You weren't there.
Do they know what you're capable of, Vortena? If anybody needs me, I'll be somewhere.
You could have at least consulted with me first.
Yes, I wonder how that might have gone.
Absolutely. I'd be glad to fix the Gravestone by myself. Why can't there be a maintenance manual? Hey, can you get the power? Right over there. Thanks. Wouldn't want to electrocute myself on top of everything else. She's really something, this ship. But no one's been taking care of her.
You've grown attached rather quickly.
No offense, but it's the Gravestone that will save the galaxy from Arkin. Not you, not me, definitely not Senya.
What did Senya do to earn this grudge?
She was ruthless. After we deserted, she hunted us for months. Everyone on my crew bled more than once on account of her. I put all my trust in Lana, and she goes to Senya for help. She does not know what she's getting us into. Senya acts according to, I don't know what. Her own narrow concept of justice, maybe. Even if her objectives align with yours, it doesn't mean she'll do what you need to get done. Believe me. Just don't forget who dropped everything to storm the spire and help Lana pull you out of Carbonite. All right?
I'd be a frozen carcass if you hadn't.
I have a good feeling, you know. We'll get Arkin. I should get back to it. Need to be sure the Gravestone can get us all the way to Asylum. Hey, maybe you should check in on Lana. See how that wound's doing.
You should have someone look at that.
I'll heal. I was right to reach out to Senya. I hope you see that.
You could have let me know we had backup on the way.
I wanted you to encounter her without my guidance, to see if you saw her as I did. We met shortly after I arrived in wild space. Senya was hunting KOTFE. I was hoping to learn your fate. We exchanged what information we could. This was all before I really knew KOTFE, of course, years ago.
Those two will have to get past their differences.
It won't be easy. I suppose I should get back to healing. And you should get to know Senya. I'm not sure if you'll hit it off exactly, but I think you'll find her intriguing.
Query. Has the meatbag bickering finally exhausted itself?
One thing that hasn't changed in 5 years, and I doubt it ever will. Meatbag bickering.
Agreement? You said it, Master. Report. I have taken the liberty of checking in on your band of refugees. Assessment. They have quickly taken to their new lodging arrangements. I have warned them not to stray from their chosen location. Analysis. There are many sealed passageways, and I am unable to detect what may be on the other side.
Worth looking into at some point.
Revelation. I discovered an especially strange area. Unlike anywhere else on the Gravestone, I had attempted to ascertain if any of its contents could be weaponized, but the new meat bag interrupted. Query. Any orders, Master?
See if there's anything you can do to help Koth with his repairs.
Sarcasm. Excitement. I can't wait to spend more time with him.
I know. I couldn't help but take this place in either. Reminds me of a song I wrote.
I wouldn't have pegged you for a songwriter.
You know I get that a lot. Probably because most people meet me when I'm terse and angry.
You seem nothing at all like the person I met in the swamp.
Being a knight means everything, but I don't let it define me. When it's time to go to work, I'm who I need to be. The rest of the time, I'm just myself. You don't strike me as all that different.
What do you mean?
Like me, I think you send parts of yourself deep down when it's appropriate. I think that's true of a lot of people. I like to think it's even true of Arkan.
I know why I oppose him. What's your reason?
Years after the death of our immortal emperor, most are still so afflicted with remorse that they don't see what's happening. Arkan has become oppressive and cruel. He'll crush anyone who doesn't share his plan for the galaxy. So that's me. What about you?
Arkan wants to lay waste to everything I've fought for and accomplished. I won't let him.
Neither will I. I may not know much of the worlds you've inhabited, but I do know what he's doing to them. You're not what I expected. Not sure if that's good or bad yet, but I do know I'll have an easier time with you than Koth.
I hope you'll try to get along. The more we work together, the better off we'll be.
Just because he betrayed our enemy doesn't change the fact that he was a traitor. You need to be cautious.
Valkorion lives. He is not himself, nor has he taken a new body. It is difficult to see, and yet it is unmistakable.
His presence in the Force has always been deceptive.
Like on the Yavin moon,
Yes, and many times before and since. Even when my life depended on it, I did not see him properly until it was too late.
May the Force be with you.